Turkish Airlines presents Business Africa.
Hello and a warm welcome to this exciting edition of Business Africa. I'm your host, Afolake Oniloye. The top stories this week. U.S. Gold Card proposal draws global attention. A new fast-track citizenship initiative offers wealthy investors tax benefits, raising questions about its impact on global migration and investment. Small and medium-sized enterprises in Kenya account for 75% of the workforce, with digital solutions driving efficiency and fostering collaborations with larger businesses. From refugee to restaurateur, Syrian newcomers are reshaping Ethiopia's culinary scene with bold flavors and growing popularity. The U.S. Gold Card proposal is gaining global attention, offering wealthy investors citizenship with tax breaks. As African nations expand their own residency and citizenship programs, could this unlock new economic opportunities? Let's find out.
The United States' Gold Card proposal, offering citizenship to high-net-worth investors with tax exemptions, has drawn global interest, including in Africa. Unlike the EB-5 visa, which requires an $800,000 investment and U.S. tax obligations, it provides a simple alternative. Experts say there's a global demand for places where net-worth individuals can go and establish themselves quickly and without a lot of red tape. And Africa can tap into this opportunity. Several African countries offer investment-based residency programs. Mauritius grants permanent residency for a $375,000 investment, while Rwanda provides incentives for foreign investors, particularly in technology and finance. South Africa allows business and financial immigration, though with a more complex regulatory framework. In the Seychelles, high-net-worth individuals can obtain permanent residence with a $1 million investment. Egypt, on the other hand, offers a citizenship by investment program with multiple options. These programs are common in Europe, the Caribbean, Asia and the Middle East, attracting foreign investment to boost struggling economies, real estate and government revenue.
Joining us to discuss this is Riaz Jaffrey, an international immigration lawyer from the U.S. Thank you for joining us on the show. Now, to start off with, what impact could this U.S. Gold Card have on African entrepreneurs or investors who are seeking to relocate or expand their businesses?
The way the Gold Card was rolled out last week, or talked about at the press conference, which hasn't been rolled out yet, it seems to suggest that people getting the Gold Card would not be subject to tax on their worldwide income, which is a huge thing because while America is a very attractive market for many reasons, wealthy individuals tend to avoid becoming permanent residents over here because we tax people on their worldwide income, as opposed to just U.S. income, and also potentially expose wealthy people to estate tax or inheritance tax upon death. And the way Secretary of Commerce Lutnick talked about it, they would like to do this without that onerous tax burden. So that could be very attractive for people.
Now, what lessons can African nations take from this program to attract high net worth individuals?
So I think the lesson is that there is a market demand globally for places where individuals of wealth can go and establish themselves quickly and without a lot of red tape. And that there's an article I wrote a couple of years ago called The Diaspora of the Wealthy. And, the wealthy people throughout the world are looking for markets where they can get in relatively easily without a lot of red tape, which have favorable tax treatments and which allow individuals to, engage in productive business activities. So I think that that's the primary takeaway from this Gold Card proposal.
Now, if wealthy individuals were to leave the U.S., can African nations position themselves as competitive destinations for talent and capital?
I think that one of the things that I do a lot of, and I have for many years, is help people expatriate the United States. So give up their U.S. citizenship or give up their green cards. And these clients do renounce their U.S. citizenship or give up their green card because they have various business interests outside of the United States. The things that attract them are certain industries. I think having individuals that can set up crypto businesses, whether it be mining facilities or other types of companies, is very attractive because the U.S. is highly regulated, and there's some concern with crypto players that they may get caught up in bureaucratic or regulatory, red tape here. To do that, what would be helpful for African countries would be to come up with programs which allow individuals to come in and incentivize them by offering maybe better tax breaks, as well as allowing them to bring key employees over in a more expedited way. Because there is definitely this trend that we've been seeing, people moving their companies and people around the world.
Would you advise African governments to develop similar programs to attract global wealth and expertise?
But the Gold Card is not a residency-based program. It's purely a investment. Well, it's really donation because it's not an investment in the traditional sense where you invest money and you get a return. This is a donation to the U.S. government. The only comparable program that exists like what the Gold Card proposes to be is the one that they have in Malta. It's where you just make a donation to the U.S., to the Maltese government. African countries can have either an investment/donation-based program or a residency-based. The key attractions would be, one, I think, how will people be treated from a tax perspective? And that it cuts across the board of income tax, capital gains, and other things. And how quickly can it be done?
Thank you very much for those insights.
Thank you.
Small and medium-sized enterprises make up 99% of businesses in Kenya and drive 75% of the workforce. Now, digital solutions are transforming how they operate and creating new opportunities for collaboration with larger corporations.
Kenya has a robust economic backbone anchored on small and medium enterprises. A recent National Economic Survey report by the Central Bank of Kenya reveals that small and medium enterprises make up to 99% of businesses in the country, contributing to 75% of the total labor force. In what experts have termed as a drive to enhance efficiency and a move to be up to date with the current digital dispensation, there has been a surge in the number of SMEs that are adopting new business solutions in running their businesses. Ken Adhola, a HR director at Elewa Company Limited, is attending a training session on business solutions and reveals how adopting it has been a game changer for them.
When it comes to recruitment, when it comes to employee growth, when it comes to even doing payroll, to accounting work, all of this is done through the same system. So you find from when the project starts to when the client is billed, all this is linked together.
For 3 years that Udu has been in the Kenyan market, the company has seen an increase in their client base that are looking for simple integrated accounting, human resource and payroll management systems.
Businesses are actually realizing the need to be able to have solutions in their companies. The reason for this is you realize that the cost of running a business in a way that is not efficient is actually more expensive than running a business when you're able to track your sales, you're able to manage your employees from wherever in the world.
The Kenya Association of Manufacturers believes that with the adoption of the current technological trends, SMEs stands a chance of further expanding and making more collaborations with large enterprises.
A culinary revolution is taking place in Addis Ababa as Syrian refugees introduce their rich and flavorful cuisine to Ethiopia. From street food stalls to full-scale restaurants, these newcomers are reshaping the country's food scene, offering fresh, affordable dishes that are quickly becoming local favorites. Samuel Katishu and Yedna Glama have the details.
Ethiopia hosts over 1 million refugees, including 1,200 Syrians. Among them is 21-year-old Mohammed Abdel Kader, who fled his country 13 years ago and has since become a TikTok star by showcasing Syrian cuisine to his followers. Initially, owning the restaurant was challenging because of our lack of exposure, but as more people got to know our cuisine, its popularity grew. There's a growing number of Syrian restaurants across Ethiopia offering affordable and delicious food. I come here at least 3 times a week, particularly on Sundays with my family, to enjoy all the delicacies. I love sweets, especially baklava. Having travelled to many countries, Solomon Asafar has seen the popularity of Syrian cuisine. So, when he recently opened his own restaurant, he included their food on his menu.
As a restaurant venture, we definitely tailor to customer demand, and more of our customers are interested into the Middle Eastern cuisines.
In Ethiopia's capital, Syrians are involved in many sectors, including construction, humanitarian work, and now restaurants. Like the earlier Armenian refugees who distinguished themselves in the fields of music and textile, Ethiopia's newest residents are also making their mark.
That wraps up this edition of Business Africa. Thank you for watching. For more business stories and the latest updates, stay tuned to Africanews or visit us online at africanews.com. See you soon.
Business Africa was presented by Turkish Airlines.